What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Let's get into The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 16. Let's start off with Garcelle. So Diana comes over, and they once again try to forge some type of a friendship between them. They talk about Sutton, and the conversation ends with Diana agreeing to try to give Sutton a second chance. She says she's going to observe the situation, observe Sutton from afar, but she is willing and she is open minded to giving Sutton a second chance. And we shall see how that plays out later. Moving on to Dorit. Dorit is talking to her husband, PK, and she's talking about the trip to Aspen and saying that, Kyle bought a new house in Aspen, but on the same property, she has a smaller rental home. And so when it came to figuring out where everybody was going to be staying, because a lot of women were fighting for the spot to stay in the same house with Kyle, the Almighty, she decided to give up her spot because she always stays with Kyle. So, in this particular situation, she's going to allow one of the other ladies to take her place and stay in the big house with Kyle while she stays in the smaller rental home with some other ladies. And I'm just like, who cares? Do you even know what you're saying? But before I move on to the point that I'm trying to make, PK seemed concerned that Dorit was not going to be staying in the big house with Kyle. Like, he kind of acted like, in my personal opinion, he kind of acted like Dorit's status on the show had been, demoted because she wasn't going to be in the big house with Kyle. Maybe it has been demoted because Dorit's really not bringing much of anything this season. Nobody really cares about her home invasion. The only time her home invasion is even talked about is when she brings it up or when she has a breakdown about it. No one is really concerned about her damn home invasion. So other than that, Dorit is really not bringing it the way that, well, does she ever really bring it? I don't know. So when it comes to when the women go on vacation and it comes to who's going to stay where, who's going to sleep where, I don't think the general audience gives a damn about where these women sleep, because when they go to bed, it's not filmed, it's not recorded, so we don't care where they sleep. We want to see whatever happens on vacation, the drama, whatever, and then when the drama is over, we don't see where everybody goes to sleep, so we don't care. And I need Bravo to just cut that out. If the women still want to fight about who sleeps where, edit that stuff out. We don't want to see that. We don't care. Okay, we just don't care. Edit it out. Nobody cares about that. They can sleep on the roof. They can sleep in the backyard. You can sleep in the big house, the small house, the outhouse. We really don't care. We just want to see what happens when y'all are awake. So Garcelle, at some point, I think she calls her friend Cherie. They're both getting ready. They're both packing, and Garcelle says that she wants nothing to do with Erica at all whatsoever. She says that if Erica was on fire, she wouldn't even spit on her. I was going to say pee on her. She wouldn't even spit on her if she was on fire. That's how done she is with Erica Girardi. Moving on. So then this TMZ article comes out where it says that Erica refuses to turn over a pair of earrings worth valued at $750,000. A pair of earrings that are $750,000. She refuses to turn them over because allegedly these earrings were funded by or bought with money that was supposed to go to the victims. And so that's like the talk of the town. Crystal calls Garcelle to talk about it. Garcelle mentions that this was talked about on her talk show. I think she's on The Talk, I think, and it was talked about there, and Garcelle was like, you know what, it was asked and I had to give my honest opinion because I'm on a damn talk show, so I'm interested to know what that opinion was about those damn earrings. So they arrive in Aspen, and the rental house, to me, the smaller house, it looked just as good, if not better, than the bigger house. For some reason, to me, I feel like the smaller home looked more spacious, and the bigger home didn't look as spacious. But then again, I don't know. So Kathy, so what's his name? Mauricio, he came on the trip. I forgot why. I don't think I was even in the room when they're explaining why Mauricio was coming to the trip. Was he coming to the trip because he had to walk the dog or something? So he's on the trip with the women and he's cooking, right? He's grilling steaks and whatever else. And Kathy wanted the corn to be grilled as well. But Mauricio was like, no, we'll just boil the corn. Then Kathy was asking about the serving utensils, which I'm thinking are kind of needed if you're going to put food food from a general container to your own individual plate. You don't want to just scoop it up with your hands. So she was asking, hey, where's the serving utensils, and where's the napkin? And Kyle called her sister high maintenance because of that. And I was like, why would she be high maintenance? Because first of all, she's never been to this house before. Okay, this is the first time that Kyle has invited her sister to this Aspen house, and there's like some speculations behind that. It could be that she just bought the house, maybe, and that's why she hasn't invited Kathy yet. But anyways, Kathy, this is her first time at this house. So she doesn't know where everything is. So what was wrong with her asking where are the napkins and where are the serving utensils? And what is wrong with her wanting her corn grilled instead of boiled? Like, why would Kyle say that Kathy was high maintenance because of that? I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. So then they want to do oh, by the way, I really do think, I could be wrong, but I think that before Kyle left for the trip, when she was still in Beverly Hills, her and her husband Mauricio were talking about the trip. And I think Kyle had said, because I think Mauricio made a joke or something about how it's going to be like there's going to be drama or something on the trip. And Kyle had said, no, my trip is not going to have any drama. Okay, keep that in mind. I think Kyle said that my trip is not going to have any drama. But then on the plane, she starts the drama by asking Sutton or Erica, asking somebody why they unfollowed Erica. I think she was asking Sutton. Yeah, she was asking Sutton, why did she unfollow Erica? And then in Aspen, Kyle decides to bring up somebody brings up the Ouija board. And the very first question asked was a messy question by Kyle. So even though she claimed she wanted no drama, once again, she is the instigator of the drama. And then she's going to try to calm everybody down when she's the one that got everybody riled up. But moving on. So Kyle wanted to know, her question to the Ouija board was, she wanted to know why Sutton said, no, that wasn't the question of the Ouija board. Kyle asked the Ouija board, why did Garcelle unfollow Erica on Instagram? Okay, the one woman who claims that she's not about the drama, I don't want any drama. The first question she asked the Ouija board was, why did Garcelle unfollow Erica on Instagram? And on the plane, she also asked Sutton why she unfollowed Erica. So Garcelle's answer was because, Erica called her a liar. And she didn't like that, so she unfollowed her. Kyle wanted to know why Sutton said that she unfollowed Erica as a joke, because on the plane, or I don't know where, Sutton said she unfollowed her. It was it was like a joke. She said it was like a joke. I just unfollowed her. I was just trying to be funny. It was a joke. Kyle was not satisfied with that answer. Like, Kyle, why do you care? Why do you care why Sutton unfollowed Erica on Instagram? Who are you? You're still on Instagram? Like, who cares, Kyle? So Sutton said, well, the real reason why, she called me a see you next Tuesday. And so then Sutton was asking why everyone was so concerned about Instagram, but no one said anything to Erica when she called her a see you next Tuesday. Let's stop right there. Let's just take a moment before I move on to what Diana said. Let's just stop right there. Kyle got so frustrated with Sutton because people were like, who cares, Kyle? And Kyle was like, look, I don't care. I just want to know why Sutton said she unfollowed Erica because it was a joke. She made a big deal about that. Kyle was losing her mind over that. She was acting completely erratic. Like, I just want to know. I just want to know why it was a joke to her. Okay, fine. So then Sutton got pushed into a corner, and she responded, and she said, because she called me to see you next Tuesday. And so then it was like, Sutton was like, I don't understand why people care so much about why I unfollowed her, but nobody is going to hold her accountable for calling me such a horrible, disgusting, derogatory name. And this is when Diana says, because you are one. And I was like, Diana, I mean, for someone money doesn't buy you class, but you would think that someone who's been around the world, who's hobnobbed with very important people, who acts like, she's the upper echelon of life, you would think that she would have a little bit more decency than to say something so awful. I mean, Erica Jane came from she came from the bottom, now she's here, right? Erica Jane fought her way to the top, and Erica Jane she still has that old Southern thing in her, right? But Diana wants to like carry herself like she's really like highfalutin, high class. And for her to say something like that, it was just awful. I thought it was just a really awful thing for her to say, because you are one. You don't know Sutton like, I mean, it was just awful. So anyway, so Garcelle says, Diana, that's not okay to say that. And Diana said that she doesn't like Sutton because she's very slithery. So this began the attack on Sutton. So she talks about why she doesn't like Sutton. She says, of how Sutton treated her when she was going through, the after effects of her miscarriage. She still took the effort to come to whatever event, and Sutton was ragging on her and, being kind of negative towards her while she was going through this medical issue. And so she felt like, Sutton was not showing her any grace at all. And so, she goes on and on about all the reasons why she doesn't like Sutton. And so then Kyle looked over at Sutton, and Sutton was just sitting there not saying anything. And Kyle was like, come on, Sutton, defend yourself. You can defend yourself. But she couldn't. It was horrible to watch. It was like these group of women watching one woman attack another. And I'm surprised Kyle didn't try to calm everybody down or try to calm down Diana. But I was just like, why can't... I mean, I don't know how that situation should have been handled. Diana was giving her explanation of why she doesn't care for Sutton. She was giving her truth of why she doesn't like Sutton. So I feel like this is how I think it should have been handled. I think that Sutton should have spoken up for herself. And Sutton should have been like, you know what, Diana, I thought we were in a good place. We had already discussed that. We already, I apologized to you. You accepted my apology. And I thought we were moving forward. I didn't know that you were still hung up on the past. I don't know what else you want me to do. I've apologized more than once. What else do you want me to do? I think that's what Sutton should have said. I think Sutton should have said something. I don't think it was nobody should have interfered or intervened. I think this is strictly between these two women, and I think that Sutton should have said something. Diana got herself so worked up that she ends up leaving, so she walks out. And Garcelle was completely confused, as was I, because Diana had told Garcelle that she wanted to give Sutton another chance, and here she is completely attacking her. So Catalyst Kyle strikes again. She started up with the Ouija board. She started it up with the whole questioning of why did you unfollow? Why did you unfollow? Why did you unfollow? Kyle, just worry about who's following and unfollowing you. Just worry about yourself, Kyle. But I feel like Kyle is the kind of person, she's like so worried, like when things get kind of quiet, or because the women were doing fine. Everybody was gathered together in the living room. Let's get out the Ouija board. I thought they were going to be asking, some silly questions. Nothing so serious and so real as why did you unfollow Erica? I didn't think it was going to be anything like that serious, but Kyle made it that serious. Why don't you just let the women for once just kind of dictate how they want their evening to go instead of you always causing a damn problem? So Kyle told Maurice, okay, so I talked about that, how she said she wanted her trip to be drama free, but then she's the one causing the drama at her own damn trip. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just don't understand Kyle. I feel like Kyle, when things are somewhat calmed down and peaceful and people are somewhat getting along, maybe Kyle is worried that people are going to start asking her questions about her own damn life. And she doesn't want that because her life, her personal life is like top secret. She doesn't want to talk about her issues or problems at all, but she wants everybody else to spill their guts on their own problems. Everybody has talked about something about themselves that's like, very, what's the word? Like, they've shared stuff about themselves that are very difficult things to share with. That you would think like normal people wouldn't just talk about stuff like this on camera or in front of people that they don't know. But all the women, I feel like, have shared very difficult things about their lives, except for Kyle. Except for Kyle. The most controversial thing about Kyle was her sister Kim, and Kim hasn't been on the show in years. And maybe because, maybe also her falling out with her sister Kathy over her show that was supposed to be based on her real life. And, Kathy didn't approve of how the family was portrayed. And so that caused a falling out between Kyle and Kathy. So Kyle is really good at that, pissing people off. But as far as her own life, like with her own husband, her own children, She is completely mum about that. But she's really good at making other people. I'm just like, Kyle, I'm so over Kyle. I am so over her. That's all I got to say. I got nothing else to say. So the trip is off to a really horrible, horrible, horrible start thanks to Kyle. And let's just see how it goes next week. And you know what? I feel like I think there needs to come a time for Garcelle to just be like, hey, these women are not going to like Sutton. And that's just that. Just accept it. Instead of going around questioning and asking, why don't you like Sutton? They're not going to like Sutton. They don't like Sutton. And if they are going to like Sutton, let it happen on their own time. You know, Garcelle, stop fighting for trying to make people see what you see in Sutton. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And it seems like in the next episode, Erica and Sutton are back on the same page. But this has happened before, last season. You know, it seemed like they were back on the same page. They were getting along again. And then something happens and it gets completely derailed. But we'll check that out next week. Thank you so much for joining me for this review of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. And if you like this content, please subscribe. And I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.